When was the last time you were actually tired? Not bored, not distracted, not drained from scrolling, but truly exhausted from chasing something that matters. Be honest. You say you're tired. Tired from work, tired from life, tired from trying. But you wake up and the first thing you grab is your damn phone. You scroll. You consume. You watch other people build, win, grow, while you sit there in bed half awake pretending you deserve rest. Rest from what? You're not tired. You're unstimulated. You're unfocused. You're comfortable. And comfort is slowly killing you. Look at your day. Really look at it. You wake up late because you stayed up watching random garbage that you won't even remember tomorrow. You drag yourself through the morning. You tell yourself you'll start after coffee, then after work, then next week, then next month. You've been saying next month for 3 damn years. You're not exhausted, you're stuck in a loop. And the scary part, the loop feels safe. You know what real tired feels like? Real tired is building something after a 10-hour shift. Real tired is studying when your brain is screaming to quit. Real tired is going to the gym when your body says screw it. But that kind of tired, that's earned. You're not earning exhaustion, you're numbing yourself. Every time you feel discomfort, you escape. Open the app, watch the video, order the food, text the distraction. You don't face your life, you anesthetize it. And then you say you're tired. No, you're frustrated because deep down you know you're capable of more, but you keep choosing easy. You keep choosing comfort over the climb. You keep choosing comfort over growth. You keep choosing temporary dopamine over long-term power. And every day that you choose easy, a small part of you loses respect for yourself. That's the part nobody talks about. It's not about motivation. It's not about productivity hacks. It's about self-respect. Because when you promise yourself you'll wake up early and you hit snooze, your brain notices. When you say you'll work on your goals and you binge shows instead, your brain notices. When you say this year will be different and you repeat the same lazy habits, your brain notices. You start to distrust yourself. And once you lose trust in yourself, everything feels heavier. You call it fatigue. You call it burnout. You call it, I just need a break. But what you really need is a wake-up call. Nobody's coming to rescue you. No mentor is knocking on your door. No millionaire is funding your dreams. No perfect opportunity is magically aligning while you scroll. You are sitting in the exact life you've built through repeated small decisions. And that's hard to hear. It's easier to blame your job. Easier to blame your childhood. Easier to blame the economy, your parents, your partner, your bad luck. But let's cut the crap. You have time. You have access. You have potential. You just don't have discipline. And discipline isn't sexy. It's boring. It's repetitive. It's showing up when you don't feel like it. It's doing the same hard thing again and again while nobody claps for you. That's why you avoid it. Because discipline exposes you. It shows you that your limits aren't real. Your excuses are. Right now, you're living in a comfortable prison. It's not dramatic, it's not tragic, it's just average. Average routine, average ambition, average effort. And average feels fine until one day you wake up and you're 40, 50, 60, wondering where the hell your life went. It didn't disappear, you traded it for comfort, one easy choice at a time. You're not tired, you're under-challenged, you're under-committed, you're under pressure because you avoid pressure. And here's the brutal truth. Pressure is what forges strength. The reason you feel weak isn't because life is too hard. It's because you've been running from hard. You want confidence? Earn it. You want energy? Move your body. Chase something that scares you. Push until your lungs burn and your mind wants to quit. You think scrolling relaxes you? It doesn't. It dulls you. It makes your brain foggy and your ambition quiet. You don't need more rest. You need a reason. A reason strong enough to drag you out of bed. A reason strong enough to make you shut the damn phone off. A reason that scares you enough to grow. Because right now, you're not exhausted from building your future. You're exhausted from avoiding it, and deep down, you know it. You feel it every Sunday night, that little anxiety, that whisper that says, "This isn't it." Wake the hell up. This is your life. And every day you waste pretending you're tired is a day you'll never get back. How many more mornings are you going to hit snooze before you admit the truth? It's not that you can't change. It's that changing would expose how soft you've become. That's what scares you. Because if you actually tried, really tried, you'd find out whether you're capable or just full of talk. Right now, you live in a comfortable illusion. You tell yourself, I could do more if I wanted to. But you never fully commit. You never go all in. You stay in this half-effort zone where failure doesn't hurt too much because you never gave it everything. That's your safety net. If you never try hard, you never have to face the possibility that you're not as strong as you think. So you scroll, you snack, you procrastinate, you overthink. You say, I'm just tired. No, you're scared. Scared of effort, scared of discipline, scared of stepping into an arena where results actually matter. And the world loves that about you. The world loves distracted people. It loves people glued to their screens. It loves people chasing cheap dopamine hits instead of real progress. Because distracted people don't compete. Distracted people don't build empires. Distracted people don't disrupt anything. They consume. Look around. Everyone's busy. Everyone's stressed. Everyone's burned out. But ask them what they're building. Silence. Ask them what they're sacrificing for their future. Silence. Ask them what scares them enough to grow. More silence. You don't feel alive because you're not engaged in anything meaningful. You're existing. You're maintaining. You're surviving at a level far below your potential. And the worst part? You've normalized it. You've normalized staying up until 2 a.m. watching people live lives you secretly want. You've normalized eating garbage because you deserve it. You've normalized avoiding hard conversations. You've normalized giving 60% effort and calling it 100%. Then you wonder why you feel empty. Because your soul knows. Your mind can lie. Your mouth can make excuses. But your gut, it knows when you're wasting your damn life. That quiet frustration you feel, that random anger, that comparison when you see someone your age doing better, that's not jealousy. That's your potential screaming. You don't hate their success, you hate your inaction. And instead of using that discomfort as fuel, you sedate it. You say, must be nice. You say, they're lucky. You say, good for them. But inside, something twists, because you know you could do more if you stopped hiding. You don't need more motivation videos. You don't need another self-help book. You don't need a new planner, a new routine, a new year. You need to make a decision. A violent, uncomfortable, no-turning-back decision to stop negotiating with weakness. Every time your alarm goes off, there's a battle. Every time you say you'll start tomorrow, there's a battle. Every time you choose comfort over growth, there's a battle. And most days, you surrender without a fight. That's why you feel drained. Not because you worked too hard, but because you keep betraying yourself. Self-betrayal is exhausting. Telling yourself, I'll do it later, drains more energy than actually doing it. Avoiding responsibility drains more energy than taking it. Living half-committed drains more energy than going all in. You are tired of your own excuses. That's the real fatigue. Imagine if you channeled all the energy you spend overthinking into action. Imagine if you trained your mind the way you train your thumbs to scroll. Imagine if you attacked your goals with the same obsession you give to random content. You wouldn't recognize yourself in 6 months. But that version of you requires discomfort. It requires you to feel awkward at first, to suck at something new, to wake up when it's dark, to say no when everyone else says yes to easy pleasure. That version of you requires you to grow up. And growing up means understanding this brutal fact. Nobody owes you success.
Nobody owes you energy. Nobody owes you discipline. You either build it or you stay average. You keep telling yourself you'll start when you feel ready. You won't. You start and then you become ready. You move and then clarity shows up. You act and then confidence grows. Right now, you're waiting to feel different, but feelings follow action, not the other way around. You're not tired. You're underdeveloped, mentally soft, emotionally reactive, addicted to comfort. And that's fixable, but only if you stop pretending this is just a low energy phase. This is your life, and it's either drifting or it's being directed. Which one are you choosing?
You know what's terrifying? One day, you're going to realize you had enough time. Enough time to start the business, enough time to get in shape, enough time to learn the skill, enough time to fix your mindset. But you fed that time to distractions. You act like you're drowning in responsibility, like life is crushing you. But if we audited your day, really broke it down hour by hour, we'd find pockets of wasted minutes everywhere. 10 minutes here, 30 minutes there, 2 hours gone without even noticing. And you say you don't have time? You don't have priority. Time isn't your problem. Comfort is. Comfort whispers, relax, you deserve it. Comfort says, just one more episode. Comfort says, start tomorrow. And tomorrow turns into a year. The crazy part? You don't even enjoy the comfort anymore. Scrolling doesn't hit the same. Binge watching feels empty. Sleeping in doesn't feel satisfying because deep down, your brain knows you're avoiding growth. You were not built to coast. You were built to struggle, to adapt, to conquer something. That tension, that resistance, that's where confidence is forged. But you've been running from resistance like it's the enemy. You avoid hard workouts. You avoid hard conversations. You avoid hard truths about yourself. You don't want to admit that you've been lazy in ways that don't look lazy. You show up to work, you pay your bills, you function, but you're not pushing. You're maintaining a life that doesn't excite you. And maintenance mode is slow death. You don't feel alive because nothing in your day demands courage. Courage wakes you up. Fear wakes you up. Risk wakes you up. But you've built a life where nothing truly tests you. Safe job, safe routine, safe circle, safe excuses. And safe is suffocating you. You say you're tired after work. Of course you are. You've been mentally half present all day. You've been suppressing that internal voice that keeps asking, is this it? Suppressing truth drains more energy than physical labor ever will. That voice keeps knocking. It knocks when you see someone transform their body. It knocks when you see someone your age crushing goals. It knocks when you sit alone at night and feel that quiet dissatisfaction. But instead of answering it, you turn up the noise. More content, more distractions, more numbing. You're not tired from doing too much. You're tired from avoiding what matters. And avoidance creates anxiety. Anxiety isn't always about fear of failure. Sometimes it's fear of stepping into your own potential. Because if you try and succeed, your life changes. Your standards rise. Your circle shifts. Your responsibilities increase. Growth is heavy. And part of you would rather stay small and comfortable than strong and exposed. But here's the truth you don't want to hear. Staying small hurts more in the long run. Every year you delay action, your self-belief shrinks. Every promise you break to yourself chips away at your identity. You start identifying as someone who talks about it instead of someone who does it. That's dangerous. Because identity drives behavior. If you see yourself as undisciplined, you'll act undisciplined. If you see yourself as average, you'll tolerate average. If you see yourself as just tired, you'll keep playing small. You need a new identity. Not the version of you who's overwhelmed. The version who handles pressure. Not the version who complains about being busy. The version who executes regardless of mood.
Right now, your moods control you. If you feel good, you work. If you feel lazy, you quit. If you feel bored, you distract yourself. That's not strength. That's impulse-driven living. Strong people don't rely on mood. They rely on standards. They don't ask, do I feel like it? They ask, is this aligned with who I'm becoming? You've been living based on how you feel today. That's why your life looks the same as it did last year. You don't need a new year. You need a new standard. A standard that says, I train even when I'm tired. I build even when it's slow. I focus even when distractions are screaming. Because here's the reality. Nobody is coming to discipline you. Nobody is going to grab your phone out of your hand and say, wake the hell up. Nobody is going to hand you purpose. You either decide your life matters enough to fight for, or you keep numbing yourself and calling it exhaustion. And the longer you wait, the harder it gets. Momentum works both ways. Right now, you've built momentum toward comfort. Every lazy choice makes the next lazy choice easier. Every scroll session makes the next one longer. Every excuse makes the next excuse smoother. But the same law applies in reverse. One disciplined morning changes your state. One hard workout shifts your confidence. One focused hour creates progress. The problem, you underestimate small wins. You think transformation has to be dramatic. It doesn't. It starts when you stop lying to yourself. And you know you've been lying. You're not tired. You're unchallenged, undisciplined, and under pressure from your own unrealized potential. And that pressure? It's not going away.
That pressure you feel, that tightness in your chest when you think about your future, that's not stress from doing too much. That's stress from knowing you're capable of more and not stepping up. You keep trying to silence it. You say, I just need balance. You say, I don't want to burn out. You say, I'm protecting my peace. Let's be honest. You're protecting your comfort. There's a difference. Peace comes after war. Confidence comes after resistance. Strength comes after pressure. You're trying to feel accomplished without doing anything hard. That's not how this works. You want the physique without the training, the money without the risk, the respect without the discipline. And life doesn't negotiate. You either pay the price in effort now, or you pay the price in regret later. And regret is heavier. Regret sits with you at night. Regret shows up at birthdays. Regret hits when you see someone else living the life you could have built. That sting, that's unpaid effort. You keep thinking you'll figure it out eventually, but you don't drift into greatness. You drift into mediocrity. Look at your habits. They are voting every single day for the person you're becoming. When you hit snooze, you vote for weakness. When you skip the workout, you vote for average. When you choose scrolling over studying, you vote for distraction. And those votes compound. You don't wake up one day successful by accident. You wake up one day realizing you've been average by design. That's the harsh truth. Nobody forced you to waste those hours. Nobody forced you to say later. Nobody forced you to choose easy. You did. And that's powerful. Because if you created this life through repeated choices, you can recreate it the same way. But first, you have to drop the victim mindset. Stop saying, I'm just not motivated. Stop saying, I don't have the energy. Stop saying, I'm overwhelmed. Overwhelmed by what? Notifications? Netflix? Group chats? You're not overwhelmed. You're overstimulated and under-disciplined. Your brain is fried from constant dopamine spikes. That's why normal work feels boring. That's why focused effort feels unbearable. You've trained yourself to crave instant reward. And building something meaningful, that's slow, that's quiet, that's repetitive. It doesn't give you applause every 5 minutes. So you quit. You run back to what's easy. But here's what nobody tells you. The first few weeks of discipline feel like hell. Your body resists, your mind screams, your old habits pull at you like gravity.
You'll feel uncomfortable, awkward, restless. Good. That discomfort is proof you're breaking a pattern. Right now, you're addicted to ease, and addiction doesn't feel dramatic. It feels normal. It feels like, I'll start tomorrow. It feels like, I just need one more break. It feels like, I deserve this. You don't deserve stagnation. You deserve growth, but growth demands something from you. It demands that you sit in boredom and still focus. It demands that you feel tired and still move. It demands that you show up when no one cares. That's where identity shifts. The moment you do something hard when you don't feel like it, you send a message to yourself. I don't negotiate with weakness. And the first time you do that, it feels small. The 10th time, you start believing it. The 100th time, it becomes who you are. You keep chasing motivation, but motivation is unstable. Identity is permanent. If you see yourself as someone who executes regardless of mood, your life changes automatically. Because then it's not about feeling ready, it's about who you are. Right now, you're living below your potential and calling it being realistic. You say, this is just how life is. No, this is how your current standards are. Raise them and your life follows. Stop tolerating weak mornings. Stop tolerating half effort. Stop tolerating distractions controlling your attention. Attention is your life. Where your attention goes, your future grows. And you've been feeding your future to algorithms. Wake up. You're stronger than your impulses. But strength isn't built in theory. It's built in repetition. One disciplined day won't change your life, but it will change your direction. And direction is everything. Because if you keep going the way you're going now, comfortable, distracted, half-committed, the outcome is predictable. Same job, same complaints, same one-day speech. Is that really what you want? Or are you finally ready to stop wasting your damn life?
Let me ask you something brutal. If nothing changes, if you keep living exactly like this for the next 5 years, same habits, same excuses, same comfort, are you proud of where you'll end up? Or does that thought scare the hell out of you? Because that future isn't some mystery. It's being built right now. Every late night scrolling, every skipped workout, every I'll start Monday, every time you shrink instead of step up. You're not confused about what to do. You know. Wake up earlier, train your body, build the skill, cut the distraction, have the hard conversation, take the risk. You know. What you're struggling with isn't knowledge, it's courage. Courage to be uncomfortable, courage to look stupid at first, courage to risk failing publicly instead of slowly dying privately. And yeah, that's harsh. But what's harsher? Failing loudly while trying, or sitting silently for years knowing you never gave it everything? You're scared of being judged, but nobody is judging you more than you judge yourself. That quiet disappointment you feel at night, that's you. That voice that says you could have done more today, that's you. And every time you ignore it, you train yourself to live beneath your standard. You don't hate your life. You hate how little you're demanding from yourself. Because when you do push, even a little, you feel it. That spark, that clarity, that pride after doing something hard. It's addictive in a different way. Real effort creates real energy. You think you're tired at the end of a long, disciplined day? No, you're satisfied. There's a difference. Exhaustion from avoidance feels heavy and empty. Exhaustion from effort feels earned and powerful. You've tasted both, and you know which one feels better. But here's the part nobody sugarcoats. If you want a different life, you're going to have to let parts of your current identity die. The "I'm just tired" version of you, dead. The "I'll start soon" version of you, dead. The "I need to feel motivated first" version of you, dead.
Growth requires killing old habits without ceremony. No big announcement, no dramatic post, just quiet, relentless execution. You don't need to tell anyone you're changing. In fact, don't. Let them wonder. Let them notice you disappear from the noise. Let them see you less available, less reactive, less distracted, because you're busy building. Right now, you're too accessible. Your time is open to anyone. Your attention is hijacked by everything. Your energy is scattered. Strong people guard their focus like it's gold, because it is. Focus is how you rebuild yourself. And rebuilding yourself isn't glamorous. It's boring mornings. It's repetitive reps. It's studying when your friends are out. It's saying no when you used to say, why not? You think you're missing out. You're not. You're investing. Every disciplined action compounds. You won't see massive change in a week, maybe not even a month, but stack disciplined days for a year, you become unrecognizable. Stronger body, sharper mind, higher standards, calmer presence. And here's what changes the most: the way you look at yourself. Because when you keep promises to yourself, self-respect skyrockets, and self-respect changes everything. You walk differently. You speak differently. You stop tolerating nonsense from others and from yourself. Right now, you're tolerating your own weakness. You're negotiating with it. You're saying, it's okay, I'll do better tomorrow. No, do better now. Not perfectly, just intentionally. You don't need a full life overhaul tonight. You need one decision. One moment where you say, screw it, I'm done being soft. And you prove it, not with words, but with action. Put the phone down, set the alarm, do the work, even if it's small. Because small executed consistently beats massive plans never started. You've been waiting for a breakthrough. This is it. Not some lightning bolt, not some perfect opportunity, just you deciding that your future is worth discomfort. You are not tired. You are undertrained. And training starts the moment you stop making excuses. So what's it going to be? Another year of almost? Or the year you finally grow up and take control?
Here's the final truth. You're not waiting on opportunity. You're waiting on permission. Permission to go all in. Permission to outgrow your circle. Permission to stop being the chill version of yourself and become the dangerous one. But nobody is going to hand that to you. Nobody is going to sit you down and say, it's your time now. You either claim it or you watch someone else do it. And let's kill the fantasy right now. This doesn't suddenly get easier. There's no moment where discipline feels natural at first. There's no magical day where you wake up motivated forever. There's no perfect setup. There is just a decision. A hard, quiet, internal shift. The moment you stop asking, do I feel like it, and start saying, this is who I am now. That's the turning point. Not when you feel inspired, not when you get praised, not when results show up. When you decide your standards are non-negotiable. You've been living like your moods run your life. If you feel tired, you rest. If you feel bored, you distract yourself. If you feel overwhelmed, you shut down. That's reactive living. And reactive people never lead their own lives. You want control? Then act before you feel ready. Move before confidence shows up. Work before clarity is perfect. Commit before comfort agrees. Because confidence is built through evidence. Every time you follow through, you collect proof. Proof that you're capable. Proof that you're disciplined. Proof that you don't quit when it gets uncomfortable. And that proof
rewires you. You stop seeing yourself as someone who tries. You see yourself as someone who executes. That identity shift is everything. You don't need hype. You need standards. You don't need more content. You need fewer excuses. You don't need to rest more. You need to live harder. Right now, somewhere deep inside you, there's frustration. That frustration isn't weakness. It's awareness. It's the realization that you've been playing small in a life that demanded more from you. You feel behind. You feel disappointed. You feel like you wasted time. Good. Use it. Let that sting sharpen you instead of breaking you. Because here's the life-changing realization. No one is coming. Not to save you, not to push you, not to care more about your future than you do. And that's not depressing. That's freeing. Because it means the moment you decide to change, everything changes. You are not trapped. You are undisciplined. You are not unlucky. You are undercommitted. You are not tired. You are avoiding the version of you that requires effort. The second you stop avoiding that version, your energy comes back. Because energy follows purpose. When you have something to chase, something that scares you, something that demands your growth, you don't need an alarm clock to wake up. You wake up with fire. And that fire doesn't come from comfort. It comes from commitment. So here's the lesson. Stop waiting to feel different. Act different. Stop negotiating with your weakness. Starve it. Stop telling yourself you're tired. Earn your exhaustion. Build a life that demands your best. Because 5 years from now, you will either thank yourself or hate yourself. There is no neutral outcome. You are either building strength or building regret. And the only thing standing between those two futures, your daily choices. Wake the hell up. This is your life. Stop wasting it.